Move your cordy.
Yeah, move your cord.
I don't have anything.
I got nothing. Oh, there we go. There, sound good.
There it is.
Oh, that sound good.
I love how every time I do that, you resort to the same thing.
Shake his cord. Maybe it'll make it better.
It's like a 90s thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
wrong? Shake the cord.
Yeah,
fine.
it's probably not connected right.
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
totally what
it
it
feels
is.
with
Next, you're
mine.
gonna start blowing in your headphones.
Yeah, it only works on Nintendo games.
Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dolan.
One of my favorite episodes of the year.
Yeah.
When we get clean out the beer fridge.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not familiar with the podcast, this is kind of how it works. We're a travel nurse staffing agency. We work in all 50 states. We have nurses that work for us in all 50 states as well, right? I mean, right now, I think we have at least one nurse in one of each of the 50 states. A lot of them we found like breweries and beers and craft beer in particular. And so what they'll do is when they find something fun, they'll either send it to us, bring it to us at a meet and greet, bring it when they stop by the office, that type of thing to share. Well, inevitably they overshare, which is awesome.
Yeah,
I'll
always.
never complain about that. And so at the end of the year, we'll have a handful of beers left. What did you call it, Dolan? You called it like a... Gosh, he said something a few weeks ago that kind of stuck with me. Like it was randos or smorgasbord or
I don't know what I said.
Must not have stuck that
It
good.
didn't stick
No.
that good. No. So we have 4 beers this week. Clean out the beer fridge. We did a pretty good job this year.
Yeah.
With
In
our-
years
with our
past,
work.
we've had to really wade through some.
Yeah.
So 4 beers this week from Midnight Sun Brewing Company in Anchorage, Alaska. We have Pleasure Town IPA, which is a straight riff on Ron Burgundy.
It sure looks like it,
Yep.
yeah.
There we go.
We also have XPA Citra Pale Ale from Flying Fish. That was hard to say.
Yep.
Flying fish.
Flying Fish Brewing Company in... Where was this from? This is from, I want to say it's Alaska, but I don't know. We'll get to it. We also have Outer Range. We have Understory West Coast Pale Ale from Outer Range. Whoa.
Whoa.
And then last but not least, and this might have been the one that Dolan thought was super interesting,
Yeah.
the Naughty Elf Belgian-style Saison from 5440 Brewing Company.
5440.
Beer. 5440, yeah, 5440 Brewing in, Washougal, Washington. Washougal?
Washoga.
Washoga. Okay.
Washougal. Washougal.
Washauga.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right.
What do you want to start with?
How about Flying Fish?
Flying Fish.
Okay.
Let's do that first.
Golden Pale Ale with medium haze is what we're looking for here.
It's about how it looks, yeah.
Tangerine aroma, 5.2%, 27 IBUs, 6 malts in this one. I mean, if you can use 6, why not?
Six different ones?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They have quite a variety of seasonal beers, and I wrote down some of those.
Okay.
And then they also had some special release beers too. So these guys make quite a few different kinds.
Okay.
They have a beer called October Fish. And they have a mango smoothie wheat ale.
Yummy.
That's their spring one, I guess.
Okay.
They have a salt and sea variety. So that's the kind of, I would guess, similar to Dogfish Heads.
Sequence?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then they have a Winter Crew, CRU.
Crew. Okay.
So that's a Belgian style also. And that's probably, I'm going to guess, around 9% or so.
Interesting. These guys are located in New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey guys. Here's some of the special ones. This one I wrote down, Fried Ice Cream Stout,
Yum.
10.3%. vanilla, cinnamon, and dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And then they have one called Rumblefish.
Like the movie?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. It's a West Coast IPA.
Rumblefish.
And it has the label had a anglerfish on it. You know that fish?
Yeah.
With instead of a light, it was a hop. And it's eating a big squid.
Whoa.
Like a giant squid or
Yeah.
just a big squid?
I think we're going to go with a giant squid.
Okay.
A Humboldt squid.
Oh.
There we go.
And it's 8.1%. It's a West Coast, which I would like because it's 95 IBUs.
Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness.
And in 2012, these guys won New Brewery of the Year.
From GABF?
I don't know if it was them or if it was maybe just in the state specific, but it could have been GABF. And here's why. They have, at this brewery, 463 solar panels,
Okay.
solar tube lighting, recaptured steam. So whatever steam they put off, they grab it back and use it as water.
Oh, wow.
They have rain gardens. They're one of the most substantial and sustainable breweries in the United States.
Wow. That's interesting.
So that's how that goes.
Oscar joins us today with his tablet. If you hear
And
him
he's
bonking on
banging around.
bonking on the
Trying to-
table.
Trying to calm him down here a little
So
bit.
I've always had this question, and I don't think I've ever asked it on this podcast, but what's the difference between a pale ale and an India pale ale? Is it just hop choice?
I think it's more than that. It's alcohol,
Oh, really?
ABV.
Okay.
So it's kind of the same thing. Added a few more hops, you get an IPA. So it's almost like a diet Coke versus a Coke, if you will.
Okay.
And then don't they
Gotcha.
use, like, there are different malts too, right?
Yeah.
There's like pale malts versus some of the other malts they might use for a West Coast. I'm sorry, for an East Coast, like a hazy.
And you'll
Okay.
kind of like see like this one's pretty clear, you know, or as far as color, it's more yellow.
Yeah.
On an actual, like some old school pale ales, they'll be almost like an amberish red or brown color.
Okay.
Too. So because this one is a hazy style, they say. But that's the main real difference is just more hops. And
Oh, if you went to like the Sierra Nevada pale, right? I mean, that's as old school
Okay.
as it gets, and
or
it is
Dale's
very
pale.
I was
that's
going to say
another-
Dale's
Yeah.
or Dave's?
Dale's.
Dale's. Yeah.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
Oscar Blues.
from Oscar Blues.
Oscar
Yeah.
Blues. Yeah, that was the first pale ale I had
Dude,
ever.
that's a go-to when I get to Colorado.
You know,
man.
it's like, I don't know, whenever we did those episodes, maybe it's like 2 years ago or so,
yeah.
I got back into pale ales again. Because it was hoppy.
Yeah.
Some IBUs there.
We should revisit some of those old standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Fat Tire, or
Yeah.
you know, or
Yeah.
Voodoo Ranger. Some of those that are just you
maybe
see
we
'em-
haven't done them before.
I
yeah.
kind of like
haven't.
the Voodoo Rangers. Kind of like my go to tall boy. Like if I'm just grabbing something for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're good. They can find them everywhere, which is nice.
it's a cool logo design too, man.
So what do we think of this? Pretty good?
I like it. Yeah.
It's here's the thing. I mean this is no insult. It's very standard. Like it's good. You put this in front of me, I'd be happy to drink it. Happy.
I'd be very happy to drink this in a
Well, it's gone.
airport. You know what I mean?
Oh, this would be
A
a
big-
great airport beer.
Big frosty mug of this.
Yep, perfect.
All right, so here's a little research I did for us. I picked one for this brewery, and then I've got a little bit on another one. We're going to talk about flying fish.
The actual
Yeah.
The
animal.
actual flying fish, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scientific name, Exocotidae.
Sounds Native American.
I don't know, but it's probably, I would guess it's Latin. 50 species live in warm waters.
Wait, 50
Yeah, there's
different
50
species.
different kinds, yes.
Wow.
They live in warm water only. They don't actually fly.
No.
They glide. So they're like the gliders of the ocean. Because they can't move their wings, their fins,
Okay.
back and forth.
Oh.
So they can only keep them out.
Huh.
So they basically what they do is they're swimming in the ocean, and then they come up, and they come out of the water. They kind of crest like a whale, and then they just kind of go, and then they back in the water.
Huh.
So
What, do you know why they do this?
one of the they don't know for sure why they do it because not all fish do this, and other fish that are built like this don't do it. Some people think it was a way to escape predators. You know, so like big fish is coming after
Yeah.
them, and they just be like,
Oh,
all right,
And then pew, they disappear.
yeah. So
they're
then,
out.
like, you know, over time they've evolved to have this thing that gets them anywhere from 100 to 150 feet away, which is a
Right.
pretty good distance. You
Right.
could get, I would guess, away from anything there. That's the biggest theory, is that why it happened was that reason. These things are big in Asia, like that's the Asian,
Yeah.
and like I guess Japan specifically is really fascinated with these. So they have like a whole bunch of documentaries about these fish, and they wanted to figure out the longest flight, if you will, of one of these. So it's been documented like 3 times. So this Japanese crew 3 different times has like set the record for longest flying fish video. And the longest one now is 45 seconds. That's
Holy
a pretty
cow.
long time.
That
That's a
is.
long time.
Now these fish, I didn't write it down for
How much air would
specifically.
Yeah.
they'd have to get up pretty high.
You'd think,
You
or
get
they
some,
just
and you get some you get some lift underneath,
Yeah.
and then I don't know.
the one that they were talking about. I didn't write down the like specifics, but for the most part, they're about 18 inches long. That's as big as these fish get. So not very big.
Yeah, no, not very big at all.
And not very thick. Like there's not much to them. They don't like hardly
So-
even weigh a pound.
So you're not eating them at all.
Probably if you are, you're eating a lot of them. It's one of those deals. People do catch them on purpose. In Asia, it seemed was the place,
Right.
and also in like Iceland, and they bring them to Iceland because they don't live that area.
Oh.
Right.
That's like an imported thing. But mostly Asia, and then also in the Mediterranean, and then a little bit towards like Barbados. That was another place. So
That's
they're
interesting.
known as the land of the flying fish. Their flying fish is the symbol of their country. I think it's on their flag. And for some reason,
Barbados?
Yeah, it's like they're big there.
Interesting.
And they found the fossil record. These have been around for 247 million years. So
Holy cow.
that's a little bit about the flying fish.
Look at that.
Wow.
There's like a fish and a pelican on their pride and industry on their flag. Pride and industry. Of course, I couldn't tell you what industry is in Barbados, but
Sugar? It used to be, I
Is it?
would guess.
Okay. Oh, you know what? There's a fist holding up like what looks to be like 2 sugarcane sticks,
Oh, yeah.
maybe on there.
Oh yeah, there
That
you go.
might be what that is. Interesting.
Yeah, who knew? I didn't.
Flying
pretty
fish.
Until I did.
Oh.
I did like I watched a National Geographic thing in school once about the flying fish.
Maybe it was the Japanese crew.
I don't know, but that's how I knew like about how they worked or how they looked or anything like that. But I think I was pretty like mind struck that they
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we were talking about it, me and Oscar actually, about it's kind of like a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Similar. They don't actually fly, they just glide.
They just glide.
Or the sugar glider.
The sugar glider. Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have a sugar glider.
I had a friend who had one when I was younger. They're cute.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
adorable.
Wow. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit different. We'll do Untapped after each one of these. then,
Oh, okay.
If you
That way
want.
we don't forget.
That way we
Okay.
don't forget.
That works.
14,400 check-ins for this beer. Quite a few. 14,400. Where do you think we land on?
362.
I'm going to go 381.
360.
Ooh, so close.
Close. This is a
would be-
375.
Yeah, I think so.
Airport beer all day long.
It looks like, I mean, it's in New Jersey, so I don't know if it's like close to the ocean side maybe of New Jersey. This would be a good beach beer in the summertime, just sitting there.
I like how the lemon on the
Yeah.
can is like the sun on there.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, as it sits, it gets a little bit more citrusy.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Which one do you hit next?
I have Pleasure Town written down next to my notes.
Pleasure Town.
Here we go.
Now look at this one and the color. A
Yeah.
lot different. This is closer to what a normal pale ale kind of color is. a little
Definitely.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, This is from Midnight Sun Brewery in Anchorage. One of the last stops I made. One of the last breweries I went to, and it was only because it was on the way as we were driving, and it was by far my favorite.
Now I know that it's almost impossible to remember where all these came from.
Sure.
Because we're getting a lot. Do we know where this one came from?
Oh boy, I don't remember where this came from. Quite honestly.
No, Anchorage, Alaska.
We had quite a few travelers that have been to Anchorage.
Yeah.
Somebody went to Anchorage.
Well,
Or somebody went to Alaska.
Aaron did, but that
Daly,
was like
right?
it was a while ago though. This is not one that he brought back.
Oh, okay.
No.
So we have multiple people in Alaska. I
So-
know that for sure.
The last beer was like you're a little dehydrated. This one's like you're dehydrated.
That's you need to drink some water if this is
Yeah.
what it looks like coming out of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This one has 61 IBUs. So probably I'm going to like it. And back in the day, Rich wouldn't have liked it, but maybe he's liking it now.
Here's the thing. It's a very mellow 61 though.
Okay.
It's really nice.
This has the 3 C's. Some old school hops here. Chinook, Cascade, and Citra. So you should get that kind of piney flavor and
Yeah, it's
smell.
piney. That's for sure.
Yep. It
Yeah,
kinda-
I mean, it would remind me of Alaska, like just the woods and the pine. And,
you're definitely right on there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
See, most around here, you don't get beers like this.
Not really, no.
You hardly ever see Chinook anymore.
We see West Coast. I mean, they're on the west side of the country, so
Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah.
These guys, now I wrote this down. I don't know if it was on the can or if it was on their website, but it just said, "Don't act like you're not impressed."
Don't act like you're not impressed.
So of course we know where that.
Well, that's
comes
Ron
from.
Burgundy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's some of the other kinds of beer. They make 40 different beers a year.
4-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
They make a bunch of Belgian beers. They have an Italian Pilsner. They have a Norwegian farmhouse IPA.
What?
What?
3 different barley wines. They have double wheat IPA. They make craft cocktails. And then I guess they have a horchata milk stout, which I
I'm
would
in.
be a fan of
Oh.
that.
I am in
I would
on
like
that.
that too.
It's that weird milk drink that Dolan made me have that one time. Yeah.
And then here's something I wrote down
Not
from
milk
there.
at all.
No,
No.
it's not.
No.
Their merchandise. They had a beer stein, right? It was $100.
Whoa.
I was like, oh, okay, well, it's handmade, right? Okay. And then I looked closer, and it wasn't ceramic, which I thought it was. It was made out of birch.
Whoa.
It was wood. It was like hand-turned,
What?
smoothed out, one of a kind. Each one's different, obviously.
Wow.
And they're $100, and their logos on them. And I was like, okay, if I live there, that's what I
cool.
would
I
get.
would drink out
I'd
of
get
that.
one of those.
Yeah.
I wonder, is it just like a local artist or?
Yeah, it's what it looked like. Somebody up in
That's
that area
cool.
that made them, and they sell them. And I thought, oh, that would be. I've never seen
love-
that before.
I love when businesses like just commission a local artist to make
Sure.
their merch. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like they have their own little shop in there or whatever.
Yeah. I also like when breweries have local artists shows, like paintings and stuff on the wall, and you can buy them.
That's cool.
There's a place down in Lincoln, Bar 1867.
Yep.
You know that one. And they do like every month they have an artist that's in residence basically that puts up their stuff, and it's for sale, and it's like a
I love
little
it.
gallery. You know, if you want to check out some local things, that's the place to do it.
They also have a Nintendo 64 set up in there,
Yep.
which is cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
when's the last time you've been in there?
It's probably it was during football season a couple months ago.
Oh, okay. So you've seen the big stage? They have a bigger stage
Yeah.
now. It's like they can legit support.
Big shows now.
Big shows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
That's
you
a
can play
fun spot.
You can play N64. You like GoldenEye? Can you play GoldenEye there?
They have
do they have a
Mario Kart tournaments. They have
Yes.
Smash Bros, like the original Smash Bros.
Yeah.
I don't know if GoldenEye's in there. I bet you they would.
I know it's like a weekly tournament they have for the Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And you can just do that, just walk in off the street and play that anytime.
Oh my gosh, that'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah.
I would dominate some fools in that.
Shout out to Kelsey.
Yeah.
She's
Nice.
she's
With the
awesome.
local Nebraska beers too.
Yep.
Huh.
Mhm.
And she's one of the big purveyors of the Malort.
Yeah. She's always posting about the Malort.
No, no, no.
I don't think
It's-
she
it's
likes
like-
it, but
no.
she doesn't understand why other people like it. She's
Yeah.
like, why am I selling out of this stuff?
Yeah.
No one
Here.
because it's a
'Cause it's a
punishment.
gimmick. Yeah.
It's a punishment.
Have you had the Malort bourbon?
I have not.
No.
Yeah.
They age bourbon in Malort.
It's just straight up Malort bourbon.
I won't.
It's not good.
I've never had
No.
Malort. I'm scared because I've seen everybody's
It's
reactions.
not that bad. It's
No.
like kind of like gin.
It is.
Oh,
It is
well,
that
then
bad.
maybe I could do
is.
it.
Here's the thing. Next time you go to Chicago,
Yeah.
just go somewhere and get the Chicago handshake.
Chicago handshake.
Chicago handshake. It's a Malort and a PBR.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on where you're at. Sometimes if you're on the north side, it's a Malort and a
Old style.
and an old style.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be in for the PBR
Yep.
or old
Let's
style.
put it this way: you've definitely put worse things in your mouth than a Malort. That's just how that is.
Okay.
It's not great.
I don't know. I don't know
It's
about
not the
that.
best
It
booze,
might be one
but-
of the worst things you could put in your
It
mouth.
is.
Okay.
It is pretty bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we at now? I'm tapping this thing.
Well, I'm still drinking. I like this beer a lot. I liked it when I was there. It's a nice mix of bitter and
And this is where Anchorage, you said?
this is in Anchorage. Yeah, I had a sour there that was off the charts good, and
Really?
this was probably 5 years ago. But
Was
yeah,
this a like an excursion off of a boat, or was this just you were driving through, or how'd you get to this place?
we had rented a car and we were driving back from where'd we go? It was we were driving back from we had a little boat tour or whatever, a couple hours or whatever. We were driving back to the hotel to shower and whatever else because we had things to do that night. And then so we stopped here real quick and
I've heard it's beautiful. I would love to go there.
it's amazing. It's just everything looks like a postcard in Alaska. It's beautiful. All right, Pleasure Town, Midnight Suns, 9,100 check-ins. What do you think?
Well,
Gives me the burps.
I think the Ron Burgundy is going to give it an extra 0.25.
yeah, I like that the underwear he's holding.
Right.
See that? It has yellow
IPA.
letters on it. That's great. I say that's a 3.92 for me.
I'm going 388.
361.
What?
Yeah. I think maybe you order it because you think it's funny around Burgundy, and then you get an IPA, and maybe non-IPA people are like, "Oh, this is stupid."
I wonder if you get it on tap if you even get the Ron Burgundy reference.
Well, Pleasure Town.
Hopefully it's on the
take-
it's on the tap handle.
Yeah, take
you know
you
what
to
I mean?
Pleasure Town.
It'd be cool if the tap handle was that right there.
that right
while
there?
holding
It
the
might
underwear
be.
and everything.
You never know.
Right.
Yep.
Made in Alaska. So
Can
you
you-
know, remember when we were having the Belgian beer
Yeah.
and we talked about that flag that's on the beers that have to be 500 years old to have that
Yes.
thing.
Oh.
They have their own little one here, but it's two bears, a mama and a baby bear, made in Alaska. I wonder if that's the
Oh
same
yeah,
thing.
I
Oh,
saw
look at
that.
that.
Yeah, I did like that.
So if you're made in Alaska, you get the little bear.
Yeah, because that
flag.
kind of that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of it's kind of the same style as the WWF.
Oh, the World
The Panda-
Wildlife
World
Federation.
Wildlife.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
I was
Federation.
thinking of
Yeah.
Superfly Snuka for a second.
Nope.
Okay, what's next? Outer Range or Naughty Elf?
Well, I have whatever 5440 is.
That's Naughty Elf.
Naughty Elf.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do Outer Range.
Let's do Outer Range
Because I
first.
think it's going to be a shock to our system if we jump to that saison.
I think you're right. And this is the West Coast Pale, so let's. Oh, geez.
Ooh, and it's a tall boy. That's
Yeah,
good.
it is.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it is. We just did Outer Range on an episode recently, didn't we? I thought we did.
No, I don't know.
I don't know if we've ever done
I don't think we've ever done it.
Out of Frisco? I think maybe I've just been there.
Maybe
You might have been there.
Maybe.
You know what's funny? I pride myself in, going to places and breweries, or at least I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my sisters have been here, and I have not.
And you have not.
Wow.
My sister that doesn't drink beer like me and the other one do,
Yeah.
she sent me a text this summer, I think it was, and she's like, "Hey, I'm out here for a wedding, and we just happened to be here and wanted to know if you wanted any beer. Here's the menu." And I was like, "You're at Outer Range?" "Yeah, I want all the IPAs."
You just
So is this one where this came from?
Outer Range, yeah.
Outer Range.
I don't know who brought it.
Oh, I thought maybe you.
No, I just am happy to see it because you can't get it.
did you clarify? I don't think you heard me correctly.
Yeah.
Bring me
All of
All.
of the IPAs.
All the bacon and all the IPAs.
That's one
So
of the best lines of.
I got it. I got the
Fun
beer.
Random fact: Frisco is about almost halfway between Omaha and Las Vegas.
Really?
I found that out when I was trying to ship the stuff for TravCon. I'm like, okay, well, halfway is Frisco, so we'll stay the night in Frisco. And then we'll drive the rest of the way.
Oh, and then there's this big, great brewery there.
I can tell you that the smell is kind of off-putting at first.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't.
And it's what is this?
Urinal cake?
Mm,
No?
no.
Oh, here, I'm gonna
It's
smell
a
it.
pale?
It's a pale, kind of musty basement a little bit. Let's see how it tastes. I don't
Like
Wet-
the
wet
cheese.
Here, I have learned enough over the years. You never ever trust the smell as for the taste, right?
Yeah.
You never with beer, right? I mean, you got that.
What's that 1% on the can? What's that about? Going?
I'm gonna look. Pledge 1%. Oh, we proudly donate 1% of our profit, equity, product, time to the Summit Foundation. I don't know what the Summit Foundation is, though.
It's got to be like a hiking.
Yeah, like you
Thing.
get to
Probably.
the summit of the mountain
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a fan.
Oh, you know
Not
what?
a fan
You know
of
what?
that.
Reminds me of?
Yes.
They have a beer club membership. It's called the Summit Club.
Oh.
It's $495
Okay.
for a year.
Okay.
There's only 200 memberships for this.
That seems like a lot, but okay.
Here's what you get. Can Club. So you get 2 4-packs a month of whatever they're sending you.
Okay. Okay.
Or you pick it up at the brewery.
Yeah.
You get a real silver belt buckle.
An actual silver
Yes.
belt buckle
Yes.
of the logo,
It's worth $75. Yeah.
Wow.
You get a wood-handled spatula.
Okay.
Why? I don't know. A hand-dyed, like a hand tie-dyed T-shirt,
Okay.
which I
That's
got.
cool.
One of
Yeah.
those. My sister brought me back one, and I have it. And then you get rolling papers, branded Colorado
Oh, man.
specials.
I love
Wow.
Colorado.
That's amazing.
You can smoke a dart.
I guess.
Here's some of the other beers they have. I wrote down snowy versions because it's winter time right now.
Well, of course.
So I wrote down this. They had snow. You know, it's in Colorado, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Snow Stash, hazy IPA. Flurries, a farmhouse saison.
Okay.
Are you struggling over there?
I am. I don't.
Snow
I'm not a fan.
Shacks, imperial hazy.
Imperial hazy.
Yeah.
So like 9-10% are in hazy, or whatever. Something. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you? Yeah. Okay.
I'm like a garbage disposal.
Look, I'm
man.
not
I
a
can
quitter.
drink it.
I'm not
Yeah.
a quitter at all. So.
Look, I'll finish.
It's a little floral, I would say.
It's a lot floral.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot.
So
Let me see the can.
That's a good lead up to the saison, probably. What? Why did I write this down? Mountain Dweller.
Mountain Dweller. Is that a beer? Is it one of their beers?
No. Maybe it's this. Okay, here's what it is. These guys. This is the only place I've ever heard of this before.
Okay.
I had to trigger my memory. They have a artisan. Use that word. Artisan roastery in the tap room. Coffee shop.
Oh.
It's called Mountain Dweller.
You said roastery. I immediately went to like, oh, they're roasting like chickens.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Dole's just hungry.
Kenny Rogers Roasters in the tap room. No, it's a
Kenny.
coffee shop. It's open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I guess is a good idea to like share the space, like a co-op almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Coffee and beer places like
Yeah.
the combo or whatever, I always enjoyed.
Yeah.
So
It's super fun.
maybe, how long's Cross-Train been open?
5 years. Yeah.
Maybe 5 years ago or 4 years ago. They did cold brew coffee in a crowler. You could go get it at Cross-Train.
Oh, really?
And it was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it must have been 5 years ago.
Wow.
And we went there one time for like a happy hour after work and bought like 8 coffee crowlers. And
Well,
took
Bobby
'em
Scott,
out.
if you're listening.
Get back on it. This was back when they had hop water and you could get that in a crowler.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So those kind of like trying to fill out the
Did they
taps,
do
maybe.
the hop water once again? I feel like I've had the cross train
don't know.
hop water.
you could get it. Like that's what they would give it to, like the bicyclists and stuff. That would. I don't know if they're still doing it or not.
Man, that was good too. But yeah, that's what made me think of that. But I guess it makes sense to like have money coming into the brewery.
Oh, sure.
in,
Yeah.
in a different way.
Yeah.
Well, and I wonder if it was
sure.
because they had that partnership with Stories Coffee here because they did the stout and they did story time and
Yeah.
So I mean, it's possible.
I heard Stories Coffee is pretty good. I mean, again, like I've been to a couple places where you can get coffee, breakfast, or a craft beer, you know? And I think it's more for like, college kids will come in the morning, they'll coffee and breakfast or
Sure.
whatever. In the afternoon, they're doing their homework and
Oh,
drink
yeah,
some
that
beer.
makes sense, yeah.
There's a spot in Kansas City that I went to like this. I cannot remember the name of the place. It irks me. I have a sticker of it on my mini fridge at my desk. I can look later, but yeah.
So they have trivia on Tuesdays at this place.
Awesome.
Fun.
And on Wednesdays, I'm going to pronounce it right. Because when I say this at home, or we make it at home, and I say it, my wife gets mad at me. So I'm going to say it the right way. Pho.
Pho.
Yeah. Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, they got, I don't know if it's a food truck or what, but that's what's going on.
It's pho.
Pho.
Yeah.
Pho.
P-H-O.
P-H-O.
It's definitely not faux.
It's not
Not
pho.
pho.
Which is what I said, and my wife scolded me.
There's nothing faux about it.
Oh,
It's
so
the real
good, though.
deal.
It's so good, man.
So good.
Oscar, do you eat the pho? Do you eat that?
No, he does not eat
No.
that.
No.
Oh, man. That's some
No.
good stuff.
It is good
There's
stuff.
not a lot that he eats, but he is working on eating the broth in a chicken noodle soup now.
Oh, yummy.
So we've stepped up to that.
That's the best part about the
I
chicken
think
noodle
so.
soup,
Yeah.
right? Is the broth. That's the most flavorful.
I mean, do you remember when like Campbell's soup had thermoses?
yes.
Like in the 80s, you'd put your
Yes.
soup in a thermos?
Yep.
What?
That was, yeah, for real.
I don't know how that was sanitary, quite honestly.
Well, I mean, you could wash it out when you were done, but
Sure.
who washes a thermos? I don't know. I never did.
Do you remember as kids, like we would get if you took your lunch in the Star Wars lunchbox, right? And you would put milk in the little thermos.
Oh.
And it would stay there until you ate. And so your milk would be like room temperature.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd drink it.
That's where they came up with the idea for the blue milk. Because it was all moldy.
It was all moldy. Mm-hmm. You don't remember this? And you drink it out of the thing or whatever?
I got milk at school. I think it was a quarter.
Every once in a while, we'd take our lunch. And yeah.
We took a lunch a lot, but
I always had extra milk.
we never had
I
a
drank
ice
so
pack.
much milk in school. Why is that a thing?
I don't know.
I have a real problem with
milk
it.
pushers.
I mean,
Hey, drink your milk.
have you ever seen what's that show? Adam Hates Everything.
No.
Adam,
Oh, yeah. That's isn't that his
is
name?
it Adam Hates Everything?
No.
Well, he like takes normal things that we do every day, like milk, and then he'll just like say why it's super bad for
Bad,
you,
yeah.
or why it's bad for the economy, or why
Or the
it's
environment or whatever.
yeah. And there's one on milk where it's like there's so much sugar in milk, you might as well just eat candy for breakfast or
Yeah.
all this different stuff. And I thought about it, and I'm like, man, when I was in like middle school, high school, I was in sports, so I'd go in the morning and I'd do like the weightlifting in the
Yeah.
morning, like 6 a.m. And then after you're done weightlifting, the coach would give you 1 or 2 chocolate milks, and we'd down those.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Talk
we would
about
go to
calories, too.
breakfast, and then we'd get some more milk, and then we go to lunch and drink some more milk, all because it's supposed to make our bones strong.
I
That's
never
right.
drank that
Yeah.
much milk. No.
I drink a lot of milk. I don't drink milk anymore. I drink oat milk. That's it.
Is that your choice?
No.
That's what I thought.
I drink milk stouts.
That's good, too. That's also good.
That's even better.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, Untapped on this one, 247 check-ins, so not very many. 247 on Understory from Outer Range
Well, I
in
know
Frisco.
you're not going high.
Yeah, I mean it's different, but I'm not gonna rate it low because I don't like what it is. I feel like maybe somebody's seeking this out. I don't know.
West
So-
Coast Pale, 4.9.
I like it.
Tasting notes, spice, blueberry, and red currants. I don't get
hold on.
any of that.
Now I gotta drink it after you said that.
Okay.
I definitely don't get blueberry.
I don't get blueberry. I love blueberry. No, I don't.
You'd find blueberry.
No.
No. It's very...
It tastes more herbal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it possible maybe
spiced-
this one sat too long back there?
Maybe.
It
I
could
mean,
be.
that's what happens when you clean out the beer fridge,
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly
Hey,
right.
they can't all be fives.
No.
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 So,
You know what? I'm gonna go 371.
I'm gonna say it's 384.
394.
Wow.
That's the
Something's-
highest today.
Something's not right then with it, either with us
Small amount of
or me,
check-ins.
or yeah, that is true. but
That's got to be it.
It tasted good to me.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. Last but not least, the Naughty Elf Belgian style saison from 5440 beer.
Yes.
54. This is a 9.2.
Hey, it wouldn't be an episode if Rich didn't spill.
Right.
Look, I brought the.
Oh, you actually
You were
came
prepared this time.
Look at it. It's all excited.
Yeah.
Belgian-
Naughty Elf, man.
Belgian style saison. I don't.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Did you get any beer in that
No, it's
pour?
all foam. All
We'll
foam.
let that sit maybe for a minute.
It'll relax. It'll go down.
So we saved the saison for last.
Yep. We did.
All right,
Yeah,
here we go.
We'll see how that goes.
Here's some of the other beers that they have. Now, do we know where this came from?
This one is the Washington, the I want to say Bree Talent, Traveler Bree Talent brought this one back for us.
I believe it.
Here's some of the
I believe that's true.
other fare that she maybe had there. They have a beer called Two Stroke IPA, which I think is an engine, right?
That's
Two-stroke.
a motorcycle, right? Or,
Could be.
Or
Yep.
a lawnmower.
It's an engine, yeah.
Yeah.
an engine.
Let's go with a lawnmower.
Put it
I like
in
that.
anything, I guess.
Sure.
Restoration Pale Ale. Shark Destroyer Murky IPA, which I like that. Murky. I've never heard that as a descriptor.
Why would you want to destroy the shark?
I don't know, maybe it is tearing up your beach, and it's summertime, and the 4th of July is coming, and you depend on that economy. And the sheriff and the mayor says, you know what, we're keeping the beach open.
Look, I've had shark chili. I've had shark steaks. I'm okay
Shark
with destroying a
chili.
shark here and there.
As long as you don't eat just the fin. I feel like that's bad.
Well,
They do that.
I don't know what I ate, but it was definitely shark.
My advice here would be get a bigger boat.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
true.
there you go.
Half-cocked IPA.
Oh, nice.
Cascadia Kolsch.
With Cascade hops, maybe, in the
Yep.
Kolsch. Interesting.
Red Zeppelin.
A red
Amber.
ale.
We
Oh, an
need that
amber
one.
beer. Okay.
That'd be a fun one to
That
do.
would be a fun one.
They had on their website a tab that was called Deep Thoughts.
Oh,
And I thought, oh my gosh,
by Jack Handy.
that's where I went.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As a 90s kid, growing up on SNL,
They were the best.
they were so good. And it was like obscure, weird Conan style humor, you know? So either you thought they were funny or you were like, what is the joke? You know what I mean? And I don't know. Dolan, do you know about Deep Thoughts?
I don't.
I'll tell you my favorite one as you're pouring here.
All
Look,
right.
look how excited that beer
Oh
is.
my
Look at
gosh.
that.
It's a Saison, but that's
Yeah, but-
extra Saison.
Wow.
Wowee.
He is. You don't remember Jack Handy?
No.
No. It'd be fun to kind of drop one in here or whatever. A Jack Handy. Anyway, he told his kids they were going to Disney, or his kids were bothering him to go to Disney World. So he got his kids in the car and said, "Hey, we're going to Disney World." And he drove past. He goes, "I drove past an old burned down warehouse." And I said, "Oh no, Disney World burnt down." And then we went home. And they cried and cried, but in the end, it was good for them.
Wait.
That was my favorite one.
So here, I'll tell you my favorite
Okay,
one, because it
I
wasn't
get
one
it
I could
now.
find. My favorite one was one time I was playing in the field outside in the backyard, and there was a guy in
Rich is already laughing.
like black and white striped clothes, and he had handcuffs on, and he said, "Hey, go home and bring me a saw, or I'll kill your whole family." I wonder what happened to that guy. That's my favorite one.
Dang.
Yeah.
But here's some of the ones that I wrote down. So this is the style. It was kind of just like a voiceover, right? Or like an affirmation.
It's like an affirmation, yeah.
Here's one. And these were from the 90s. And it says, "If I ever get rich, I hope I'm not real mean to poor people like I am now.
Wow.
If trees could scream, would we be so cavalier about cutting them down? We might, if they screamed all the time for no good reason." And then the last one I wrote down, "I can picture in my mind a world without war or hate. And I can picture us attacking that world because they'd never expect it."
I mean,
And that's just the kind of humor. That's the kind of humor it was.
Do we know who wrote those?
I think it was.
dang.
I want to. I don't know if it's right, but I want to say it was a dude named Jack Handy.
Jack Handy.
Like
All right.
that was his. He was a writer on the show, and that was like his claim to fame.
I would say late 80s, early 90s, right? Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bubbles in this beer.
It is very carbonated.
I mean,
that's a saison.
and I'll
yeah.
tell you, it smells good.
Ooh, it smells. It definitely smells like a saison and
I
a
pulled
Belgian.
a Rich over here and
You
got
over?
it all over.
Oh boy,
Good job.
Smells good.
It's a saison for sure, but it's like a Christmas saison.
It does have
Maybe.
some sort of spiced element to it.
That is all your guys's.
Okay.
Dolan's not a fan of this one.
I mean, I'll drink it, but you
I'd
gotta
be
pour
okay.
it careful.
I'm okay with this. I'm okay. It is very, very carbonated, though. 9.2% Belgian
Is
style.
it really?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
No wonder it's good.
Oh, like, yeah.
That might be the worst beer I've ever drank on this podcast, in my opinion.
Wow. In my opinion.
I'm gonna have a hard time stomaching this.
That's a that's a good transition because the worst beer I ever drank was this past year.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Because I want to revisit some old episodes.
All right.
Okay. Revisit some old episodes of this year. Were you done with Jack Candy?
Yeah. That's
good.
what I
So
had.
make sure. The smoked. Remember the smoked beer?
Yeah. The bomb?
Smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like eating campfire.
Yeah.
Straight eating campfire.
It was interesting because it was the first smoked beer I've ever had.
Was
So,
it the last?
No, because we did one more.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we did one more after that. I don't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure we did.
I requested smoke in the beer maybe a couple episodes back. And I was
You
like,
did?
oh, this would be great if it had some smoke
Yeah,
finish.
yeah,
That's
that's right.
weird. That's weird.
I wasn't a fan of that smoked beer, though.
No, I was not.
Where was that? It's somewhere north in Minnesota. Was
Smoke bomb.
Fargo,
It was.
Smoke Bomb?
No, it was. Minnesota. No,
I don't remember.
can't
It
remember.
was definitely Minnesota. I just can't remember the town. It was a super small town in Minnesota near Fargo, North Dakota, I want to say, just over the border. But yeah.
Maybe. All right, so I'm gonna revisit the ones that I had fun with, that I
Okay.
really enjoyed. I
Okay.
picked out from this year.
All
So,
right.
episode 177, Firestone Walker Velvet Merkin.
Yeah, that one was fun.
Yeah.
We still talk about that one.
That's
to this
good
day.
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
beers. Excellent research.
Yeah.
It was not what I thought. Not what I thought at all.
Look it up.
Sometimes the research just does itself.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Just grabs your attention.
But you know what? With Hollywood, I'm not surprised.
I'm not
I
either.
mean, it's the land where people play pretend, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
Episode number 180, Oreo Stout Party.
I remember that day.
Yep, I dumped
Oreo.
Oreos in the beer.
Yeah.
Oreo Speedwagon. God, that was a
Yeah,
great beer.
that was a good one.
187. Probably my favorite of the year. Well, second favorite of the year. Black is all the colors at once.
Oh,
from
yeah.
Lawrence Beer Company.
Yep.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That
I'm not
beer
gonna
was
lie.
so good.
We talked about the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah.
You talked about Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
Because they had a beer called
a-
King Hippo.
Yep.
And so we got into Punch Out.
Couple punch out beers up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see then. Oh, here we go. 193, Hop Chowder versus False Promises.
So that's
A blind
my
taste test.
That was my favorite episode because it was fun, kind of coordinating the blind thing. Like you guys didn't know what you guys were trying.
No.
Did you win that one?
I did.
So that's not why it was
for
fun?
you guys.
Right.
Okay, you guys chose False Promises. The comments though are like, how is False Promises even in this running? Yeah.
It was brutal. There's
was-
some
it was kinda
rough
brutal.
comments.
Maybe
Yeah.
they should send us what they thought.
Yeah,
Maybe they
well,
should.
and a lot of people, I mean, even Hop Chowda, there was a couple comments like, neither one of these IPAs I would put in the best of Arizona or the best of Phoenix or
Wow.
whatever we did. Yeah, but it was,
Hey,
was
that's what you
interesting.
get when we're in Omaha.
Yeah.
We got to take what we can.
Right.
yeah, exactly. So send them our way.
Listen,
Let's see.
loudmouth.
Yeah.
Send
Yeah.
us the beers that you think are the best, and
That's right.
I'll tell you what I think.
We'll drink
Although
them.
Hop Chowda was really good. I mean, they were good for different reasons, I thought.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was a fun one.
That was very fun.
Episode 198, Abel Baker, the Atomic Duck.
Oh, that was a Vegas one, right?
I loved the research on it.
And we finally got a beer out of Las Vegas that was worth drinking.
Yes.
Finally. I did read recently that, what was the Las Vegas? Sin City Brewing Company went out of business.
Yeah.
Good, because, God, that was bad. Oh, it was just
Really?
bad.
I have.
I don't think I've had it.
No, I don't
We've
want
had
to
Ninth
ever talk
Island.
ill of
They had a-
somebody else's business, but yeesh.
They had a tap room or a little, like a kiosk in
Yeah.
the Flamingo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and they had like you could get a growler, like a 64-ounce growler for like $9.
How do
On
you
the
how do you
strip.
have a kiosk in the Flamingo and not survive? I'm just saying.
They also had one outside of Bally's.
It was kind of
right
in the
next
corner.
To
You had to
Wahlburger.
find
Is it just that expensive to have
Maybe.
something on the
space.
strip?
Oh,
Maybe.
yeah, for sure.
I'm sure. Well, we had Ninth Island. That was remember that was
Yeah.
a couple years ago. though.
Yeah.
That was maybe 2019.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Night
kidding.
Island was good. I think for just an everyday kind of drinker from Las Vegas, I think Atomic Duck was probably
Well,
we finally
what
found.
That was our good one.
the best beer in Vegas at the
at TravCon.
no, well, not TravCon
No.
itself, but when you went off and had the Oktoberfest stuff.
Oh, Hofbräu.
Hofbräu.
yeah, the Hofbräu house.
What do they have? The
Oktoberfest was my favorite.
The Oktoberfest.
That was.
I still want to go there.
I had the Oktoberfest, and then I did one other beer, and then I was like, meh, I'm going back to the Oktoberfest.
The Dunkel.
And I had
it was the Dunkel.
the Dunk. That's right.
Yep.
And then I had 2 more of the Oktoberfest.
Yeah, as you
and they were
should.
the big steins, so I was feeling pretty good
boy.
after that.
It was so good. And then the plates of sausage.
The
and
sausage tower.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
Pretzels?
Pretzels.
There was pretzels in the tower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was there stone ground mustard?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like multiple flavor. Like
Yes.
there's like a pale mustard, a yellow mustard. There was all.
So you don't
delicious.
care what kind of mustard it is. You just
the
don't
mustard
like it.
seed itself is terrible. It's an abomination. It should be burned from
Weird.
this world.
But there's so much difference between like a brown mustard, a spicy mustard,
True.
than just like French's.
Hot mustard.
Sure.
Sweet
You just don't like it at all.
No.
Period.
I don't like the base ingredient. You know,
That makes sense.
You can make it however you want.
That makes
It still
sense.
starts from the same things.
Yeah.
And then finally, episode 210, Stars on the Ceiling.
Oh boy, that was on my list.
Yeah. That was
that
fun.
was my favorite.
That was a
so,
great. That was one of the. That's probably the best blueberry beer I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
100% true.
Easily.
Yep. From Shipyard. I was going to say
Yep.
Junkyard. That's not
And you can get it at
Shipyard.
any Total Wine.
Is it
So-
still around?
Yes, you can.
I'd assume. I mean,
wanna
he's
see
still
it.
around. He's still doing his thing. I follow him on Instagram. I
Yep.
follow his Lobster Beer TV on Instagram. I still see him around. So,
Yeah.
Stealing Oceans. Check out his music.
Check out his music is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the beer was good too.
Yeah, so that's my 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my top 6. How's that?
All right, we like
as I was
that.
going through, looking like, okay, what sticks out in my head from this past year, or from last year? I guess this would be 23 already, right?
So when you did those, was
Yeah.
it the beer that stuck out?
not always,
Not always,
not
okay.
always. No, because let's be honest. We'll go
The
back.
Mighty Mighty Bosstones that had to stick out.
Yeah, I mean, the beers.
duh.
Okay, so
The beer was great on that one. By
Every
the way.
one of
Yeah.
these, the beers were good. I actually think Dolan started that episode with me calling the bartender or the waiter over, and he said, "Is everything okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll just take 2 of those bottles or whatever," because I asked for it on tap. And he's like, "Oh, it's like $12 a pour or something like that, or for 4 ounces or 6 ounces." I said, "Okay, I'll take that." And then I called him right back over and said, "Yeah, I'll take 2 of those bottles."
Give it to me.
Yeah. I don't think you heard what I said.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah. Well,
Wow. So you had the best. What would be the worst? You
That
said you
smoke
drank some of
beer.
this. Okay, so the smoked beer. I'm gonna have to go with this Naughty Elf, man. It's too naughty for me. It's not.
I'll be honest. I think this is the saison I can drink a lot of.
Really?
I think so. Same
Yeah,
thing.
I do
like
too.
it.
No.
Maybe with like some ham, some sweetness, like a ham sandwich, or
Yeah, like a honey glazed ham.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that. I'm like, you know what does make this beer better? Ham.
Well, that's how it
I
works.
I've
guess.
done that. Do you want to make this
I
beer
guess.
better? A hot dog
A hot dog. Oh well.
and a baseball game in the sun.
Yeah.
What hot dog wouldn't make any beer
true.
good? I mean, yeah.
All right, Naughty Elf, 425 check-ins. Where let's see,
Oh, boy.
you're supposed to get fruit, funk, bubblegum, biscuit, and lemon.
I got
That's
the funk.
A funk for sure.
I got the funk. And Dolan said, "Get the funk out of my face."
Yeah.
I don't know if I got any of the rest of that though.
Bubble gum.
I'm gonna
Bubblegum.
go 367.
Oscar's least favorite flavor in the world is bubble gum.
You don't like bubble
What?
gum?
You don't like bubblegum?
No,
No?
he does not.
No way.
What kid doesn't like bubblegum? Do you remember bubblegum ice cream?
Oh hell yeah!
I
Like in
do.
the 80s, and you'd like
Yeah.
save up the pieces.
Do you remember
Yeah.
they made a bubblegum like Hubba Bubba soda for a while?
What?
Ooh, I
Yes.
I don't remember
don't. Just
that.
tasted like gum.
Yeah, it tasted like gum, like you were drinking gum. It was bizarre.
Man, I would eat so much of that Hubba Bubba like tape.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I ate so much of that.
What'd you say? 367?
Yep.
Okay.
367.
Yeah. Okay.
381.
366.
Wow.
Oh, Dolan almost had his
Dang,
first one.
that's close.
Almost.
Yeah, that's two. That's two today. I almost
So
had.
what would you rate this?
What would I rate it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm never unfair.
That's right.
I go in not liking the style, right? So I'm not going to say that it's, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, some of my friends have said you shouldn't rate it at all if it's not your style. Nah. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So I'd probably rate it at 2.75.
It's a saison, and it's a drinkable saison for me.
Yeah.
And so I would go the other way. Like, I like this saison.
Yeah.
I would give it like I'd probably go 4.
I wonder if it's the ABV,
The 9.2.
because normally
Maybe.
you're in the
9.
4. Yeah.
I missed that.
9.2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my! Give me some more. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, this is my favorite saison.
Hold your nose.
Just, yeah. Well, I'm gonna go back
Go
for
for
this
one more pour.
understory because nobody
Yeah.
else wanted it, so I'll
No.
do that.
I think I might take a little bit more if there is some, because
Yeah.
I need to wash this saison taste out.
Okay.
Well, I'll wrap it up for us. So if you're on a contract, if you listen to our podcast and you're on a contract right now, whether you work for us or not, get in touch with Dolan. If you found a brewery that you like, if you found a beer that you like that's local, we've made many, many friends over the years. Travelers with us, travelers with other agencies, agency friends. They work for other agencies that like craft beer, and I am more than happy to share. We have some great breweries here in Nebraska. We have some. I get into Colorado all the time, so if you don't get some of the more craft places out of Colorado, I'd be happy to swap you some beers for those. Whatever it is, however you want. Get in touch with Dolan, and let's get you on an episode of A Beer with
Yeah.
Atlas here in 2023.
That'd be fun to get more nurses on here, more traveling nurses on
Absolutely.
here. You can call me at 1-800-BEER-IS-GOOD. No, I'm just kidding. Go to atlasmedstaff.com.
Nobody
team
makes
page.
phone calls
Find all
anymore.
you can find all of our contact information on the Atlas team page. So
You can message us on YouTube.
yeah, that works.
You can leave us nasty messages on YouTube.
Yes, you
and
can.
We'll
Yeah,
contact you.
We'll read your comments
We
too.
will?
Totally
Yeah.
will.
Even if they're bad?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mean tweets style.
Yeah.
Oh.
mhm.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
We just did that for our other podcast. So
Nice.
yeah.
It was pretty fantastic. Yeah. All right, next week we're gonna come back to Omaha. We got a local brewery.
Yes, I can't wait.
Brewer.
A brewer.
It's hard for me.
There we go.
Local brewer that just opened recently, who is doing some pretty amazing beers. And we have
They have a cotton candy beer. Let's just go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
And it tastes like cotton candy.
Does it really?
And he doesn't necessarily have a standard, right? He doesn't have one that he produces all the time, but this is as close as he gets
I will
to
say
it.
he does have one.
Well, I think that's the one we're going to drink, right?
Is it? Well,
Maybe.
I would say it's the Dream Bar. Is his that's what he's
That's
known
not-
for.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is his cream ale that we're going to have next
All right.
week. So
That's next week.
that is next week.
We're doing this next week.
Yeah, we are.
Wow.
So
Okay.
until then, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's clean out the fridge.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.